a different sound.
I don't know if that's going to sound...
You know, that's a pop.
That's going to be
and
weird.
that concerns me.
Does it?
The pops are bad. Matt's fucking...
I'm destroying the set right now.
Oh, that's a hot start. So
Did you
here we
call it
are.
a set?
Hey? I did call it a set. I called it a set.
Holy shit.
I thought it was more of a studio.
Is that overstating the basement setup we have right now? All right, I'll take number 3.
Oh, baby. And welcome.
It's smoking.
Can I do the intro now?
It's like a gun.
Can I do the intro now?
Can you? Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Welcome to Bros, Bumps, and Beers. I am your co-host, the sexiest co-host of the three, Pat, the EST of Triple B Gagne. And in front of me, 2 meters away, is Matt Tooties Gagne. And of course...
Don't hate you.
And of course, our third member, Jordan, the Guava God Schofield. How are we feeling tonight? Jordan, nice of you to join us tonight.
Yeah, it's nice that you can make it.
Yeah, I'm free now.
Free
I was a caged animal due to a variety of instances that led to my fiance having to get COVID tested, which ruined...
We probably should ask it came back negative, right?
Anyways, yeah, so no, it did come back negative. We honestly knew it was just one of those things where, like, she works in healthcare, and she couldn't go to work because she was kind of feeling under the weather, so she has to go get COVID tested, which therefore
4
means,
days
like,
later.
Yeah, which therefore means, like, we have to follow those protocols. Yeah. Like, what if we go out, and then they're like, hey, by the way...
You're
like,
a good Canadian for doing that, not going out and you're self-isolating. I know it was
Never
tough.
mind Canadian, you're just a good person.
Well, the best part was that Jordan actually was trying to make plans to go pick up some stouts from our friend Kyle, Shadow Kyle. I know this is the opening segment, so Shadow Kyle, I guess.
Shadow Kyle.
And he was like, yeah, I'll come around this time. Are you going to be home? And he goes, oh, scratch that. I can't leave my house. Yeah, no, I can't come today. So,
yeah, I was all excited, and I was like, fuck me. Yeah. So, basically, what quarantine life is like,
Is it different from when everybody was in quarantine?
I played a ton of video games. But as Ree would say...
Aren't you working from home, though, so shouldn't you have been working?
Yeah, Ree was... Well, I was...
No,
it was over... It was like...
Oh, it was over the weekend.
So it was like, well, the Friday I worked, but then, my fiance was like, well, how's that different from any other day? I'm like, oh, I didn't know I was marrying a fucking comedian. Like, that's pretty fucking funny.
Ree, sorry.
Yeah.
He loves you.
Whoa.
Ray, he might love you, too.
Whoa.
No, she's...
Chanel.
No.
He loves you.
Yes, I love everybody. ELE. But no, it was one of those things where it was like, there were certain things where you're like, fuck yeah, we don't have to go do this. And then there was like, you guys went to Kilter.
Yeah.
And I was like, God damn it. I also got to stay home and watch the Leafs break my heart again.
Oh, we'll get to that. Before we do that, I'd like to circle back to Kilter. Okay, so I went to Kilter again. Had a little date night.
I feel like you're going to be going there a lot.
It's pretty close, so I mean, yeah. But so we go, and you know what? I'm sorry. We are deep in COVID season. There's limited seating in breweries. I saw a table. I stared at them for 10 minutes. There were 3 people.
Sure, they didn't care.
Sitting there.
Fucking
with
Mad Dog somebody.
No drinks.
Pat's probably frothing at
If I own Kilter, I'm going up there and be like, are you guys gonna order something? If not, get out.
You know what? I want to just say I saw on IG. Big shout out to Kilter, upping their snack game. Pizza Pops.
Okay.
Wow.
How much were the Pizza Pops?
I think like $2.50.
Okay. See.
That's reasonable.
That's pretty.
Okay,
good.
that
For 2 or 1?
I think it was for 2.
Okay, see, now that's okay. I was going to say for 1.
Don't quote me on that. I didn't get it.
Well, no, because that's the thing. These should just be at cost. Like, you should not be making money on store-bought Pizza Pops, right?
Well,
like,
you know what? If people are going to pay it, I'd charge it all the ass.
As long as they're not no-name and they're like the real Pizza Pops.
Actually, to my understanding, they are the genuine.
Oh, then I would pay $1.50 Pizza Pop.
But
yeah, like
that's the thing. As long as
they're from like their brand name.
If you're
Pillsbury,
covering your costs, get the good Pizza Pops. Like, how much do they... Now, okay, here's a question. Were you a Pizza Pop person or a Pizza Pocket person?
You know what?
And this could get so contentious.
I was always eating Pizza Pops, but I was more of a Pizza Pocket person. I like a Pizza Pocket.
I am the exact same as Patrick.
Yeah.
My parents always bought Pizza
Yes.
Pops, and I kept telling them, Pizza Pockets. And my dad's like, got it. Come home with Pizza Pops.
Don't bring a lunch to work. You know what I do? I go to Shoppers Drug Mart and get the 3-pack of Pizza Pockets, and I crush them all.
You want to hear what Matt Gagne used to do?
Did you do that?
Matt,
Did you do that? Sorry, did you just say you don't take lunch for work? Or like, I think I misheard you.
No, like I don't take a lunch to work.
Okay, I
Or
did
you
hear you
forget.
right. Like,
Yeah.
at this age right now?
Yeah.
And you just go to Shoppers and get Pizza Pops?
Yeah.
You're my fucking hero.
But you know what? You hang on, buckle
I
up.
thought I misheard
So
that. I was like, oh no, I heard
Before
that.
Matt became the slender 6'8", 280-pound stud he is before
I
us.
don't understand. Matt drinks more beer than I do, and he is.
Oh, he sends me
slimmer than I.
his workouts to keep me momotivated.
How
There's
many
a
times
reason.
a week do you work out?
5 or 6.
Fuck yeah, that's what it is. I'm at like 3.
So,
maybe
anyways,
4.
when he was a little, you weren't big. You were like,
And you have good G's.
you had some poundage on you. Matt likes to eat.
I had a boiler.
Yeah. So you know what Matt used to do with his pizza pops? He used to cook them up in the microwave and then lather them in sour cream.
Oh my god.
Actually, it was French onion soup mix
This
in the sour cream.
life
So it was
is
like chip
bullshit. How am I 255? And like I am like eating healthy pizza. Well, maybe the pizza part is the problem with that.
But you know what?
Oh no, I had pizza 3 times last week.
Fuck you!
If we circle back to Kilter, like they got the good pizza.
Yeah,
pops.
we should probably talk about
Orville, they got Orville Redenbacher popcorn.
Oh, yeah.
Which I bought 2 bags, one for me, one for Ray, because I don't share popcorn. People who share
I think-
popcorns are psychos.
I think though,
Yeah, thank you. I agree.
like enough about the food. Let's talk about what happened to your fiance though.
Oh, that was great.
That
so
was
like,
hilarious.
okay, so Ray,
I wasn't there.
I
You told me
haven't
about it. I
heard
laughed my
she
ass off.
doesn't normally drink beer. She's not a beer drinker. She'll have like a radler here, a cider there. But she gets there and she's like, I want to try all the beers here because like it's really close and we're gonna come here. Okay, so we get a flight. She likes 2 of the 4 that were there, and one is the Slurpee. And she's like, I want to get a 10-ounce
pick.
Slurpee. I'm like, perfect. So I got her one. And,
Get it?
no.
Yep.
Sorry.
And then so she drinks the first one and she's like, that was so good. It tasted like juice. And I go, well, let's get you another one because I'm driving, so whatever. Feed her another one. She drinks that.
You didn't walk?
No, I drove.
Oh, jeez.
It was cold.
It was close.
It wasn't cold. I just didn't want it. I just want one. So she finishes the second one and then she goes, I think I'm drunk. What's in those drinks? I'm like, well, Rayan, if you look at this section, this is the percentage of alcohol that you
Yeah.
will find in it.
Yeah.
It'll kick your ass.
Yeah, Kilter plays ball.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So Pat, I also have to tell you about someone you went with
Oh.
that day. I had a talk with our friend James.
Shout out
Shout out James.
Shout out James.
Yeah.
About his experience at Kilter. And he said, you know, I love the vibe, but those beers just really aren't my style.
So we're not friends with James anymore.
No, we're not.
Okay.
And then he's like, you know, I'm more of a Barnhammer guy. And I was
Which,
like,
respectable,
which is respectable.
respectable.
You know, and I was like,
I think a little closer to his house, too.
yes. Well, nothing's close. To
No,
his
nothing's
house. No,
close.
he lives on the moon.
Yeah.
Um,
The north end is the moon.
is the moon. But no, so
To us
basically he
anyways.
said that, and I was like, oh, okay. So
And
because
you're
of
like
that,
your voice gets like, oh yeah,
oh yeah, oh that's good. So because
James,
of that,
it's okay to be wrong.
I'm gonna review Barnhammer this week, and we'll see if James is right.
oh wow. So bold statement there.
Bold statement. And James's ass is gonna be put in the jackpot. But you better hope this is good.
And so I mean, if we can want to go to like bold statements, Jordan actually at the start of the bubble season in hockey made the bold statement that he thought the Leafs would get out of the qualifier. How'd that go up?
Which, by the way, I just need to settle something here. If the Leafs had won, which they didn't, obviously, if they had won a qualifier, that is not winning a playoff series. That is qualifying for the playoffs.
Telling me Connor McDavid set the record for most points in a playoff series? No, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
He's played the qualifier. That's what he did.
Okay, listen. I'm a veteran of a Leaf fan. I'm very used to what happened here. I'm apathetic, and actually, I'm really lucky with my sports teams. As you guys know,
Yeah.
Ohio State, I've seen them win multiple times. Green Bay, seen them win. Raptors, seen them win. Really, it's just like the Leafs and the Blue Jays. I was like 1
Toronto
years
FC saw him win.
old. Oh, Toronto FC saw
big
them win.
MLS guy.
Bayern Munich saw them win the treble. We can go on and on.
What's a Bayern Munich?
What is
It's a soccer team.
Oh, I believe they call it foot.
Food. No, it's German.
Oh.
Well, that's a food. I don't know what it is. So I don't know what football is in German. But no, so I was watching, like, when they went up 3-0, I legitimately went, fuck. Like, I out loud was like, no, stay at 2. Like, don't. And then what
This is game 4 you're talking?
Game 3. And then game 4 was Banana Land. Like, I was ready to turn that off 10 minutes ahead. But listen, I'm used to this, and frankly, in my opinion, the Leafs, like, the general manager stopwatch starts now. This is when, in my head,
Yeah, Dubas
it was
has to do
this
something.
year when, like, CC was off the books. Anyways, this isn't a Leaf podcast, but, like,
Thank God.
Dubas' ass in the jackpot officially, depending on what happens this season, and we'll go from
If
there.
we're going to talk about the Leafs, we might as well touch on the Jets, too.
Yeah.
Matt's wearing the Jets card. I mean,
Oh,
no one here thought
good job on the Alexis sweepstakes today, guys.
No one thought the Jets were going to win when Scheifele and Line went down, right?
Shifley goes down, what, 3 minutes in?
Fuck, your
I went,
team.
ooh, boy.
That was insane how many.
Line goes down, I'm like, oh, yeah, we're done.
And then Perot goes down, I'm like, stay down, stay down, stay down.
And you know what? Didn't Hellebuck have like I barely have the bandwidth to watch every Leaf game, but like, Hellebuck had a really good year, did he not?
Hellebuck should win the Vezina.
You know what?
Yeah,
I'm going to plead
amazing.
ignorance on this, and our buddy Matty, shout out Matty, he said this too, and I agreed with him. When the bubble started and hockey restarted, everybody's like, Leafs, or the Jets got a chance. And I was like, were the Jets good before we left?
I said the same thing.
No,
I said the same thing about the Leafs. I was very confused.
Montreal beat Pittsburgh because Carey Price and their back end, and their 3 horses on the back end.
What's a back end?
The defense.
Huh.
So Weber, Sherrod,
Are you allowed
and
to spend
Petrie?
money on that?
Yes.
Huh.
Not if you're from Toronto.
I thought if you just won every game 10-9, everything was fine. Or you just tried to anyways. You didn't actually succeed.
Well, and then you run your goalie into the ground.
Yeah.
But going back to that,
No, he has to
hot
start
goalies-
65 games for the season to count.
Oh, you're right. Sorry,
Yes,
my bad.
that's just the
my
league
fault.
rules.
You get a hot goalie in this playoff, and you could go all the way.
Well, that's what. Like,
Hellebuck is very good looking.
You think so?
Is he?
Oh, I don't know. You just said hot goalie. It's just-
Oh.
You know what I'm happy I won't have to see? I won't have to see the camera go on Hellebuck before every game because they talk about his pre-game ritual. It's like, okay, we get it. He does weird stuff. Like, he's a
Yeah.
goalie.
Does
You're,
he? I'll have to look at that.
oh,
Yeah.
man. Like, you're a goalie. If the weirdest people in sports, goalies and back catchers.
Pitchers are up there.
In sports,
For me, anyway.
goalies and
Goalies
what'd you
for
say?
sure.
Goalies, you
And pitchers.
and catchers.
I put pitchers in
Pitchers
there.
are up
Like
there.
they got some quirks.
They're-
I would even, if we're being specific, I would say like closers. Like
Yes. Yeah.
something about
Well,
a
you
closer.
live and die in one inning, right?
Yeah, I think that'd be the coolest position.
But
in
just
sports.
generally
But-
speaking here, I'm just going to say, all these sports restarting, it's really affecting my ability to watch all this wrestling
Oh,
that we need
God.
to talk about every week.
I watch fucking golf on the weekend. I don't know why.
Jordan gave me shit. He came downstairs when he got here and he was like, what are you watching? I'm like, WNBA, man. He's like, you don't have to watch everything.
No, you don't. No,
No, you don't.
And then he sat there and he watched like, okay, this is pretty good.
Yeah,
Like,
it's-
this is just too much.
Yeah. She threw a layup like just straight up in the air.
And then the WWE Network is going and tossing
yeah.
up like all these
SummerSlam
old
season.
Summer Slams, and I'm like, I got to PVR all these. That's 2.5 hour commitment.
Thank God you got the summer off.
Oh my goodness!
Super busy.
But I'm not allowed to watch wrestling if the kids are awake because then they want to wrestle, and the wife gets mad, and like whatever. I mean,
I can't wait for those days. I'm not afraid of those days at all.
oh no,
But we're all,
we still wrestle.
But just to
Nice.
circle back to hockey one last time, we're all happy that we're okay with the Rangers getting Lafreniere.
That's their first overall pick since 1965. Yeah, they were due.
Well, they needed a goalie. Maybe they could trade it for a goalie.
No, they have
have
3
3
goalies.
Excuse me, I don't follow the Rangers. Thought they had Lundqvist. Like,
No, they got
Lundqvist. Speaking of hot goalies,
They're,
that's not even
they're
their
talking about
guy.
getting rid of Lundqvist.
holy shit, he's like 38.
Yeah, and there's
Yeah.
still teams that would be like, yeah, you're
they
better
probably
than the.
honestly should have traded him a couple years ago.
You know who could probably use him?
Who's that?
The Leafs.
Toronto.
The Toronto.
If he comes in and starts 35, 40 games,
I'm actually a big supporter of the Toronto core, but I genuinely think Anderson won't be back, and I think Nylander won't be back.
Nylander's a good trade chip.
I think so. I actually think Marner's a better one.
Yeah,
Big contract, but he is the higher value.
yeah, he
Man,
is.
we really touched on a lot. Let's you guys.
Yeah,
wanna
let's
talk
get on
about
to the
what?
Leafs.
Let's talk some
Even
beer.
I
Let's
know
talk
my
beer.
audience.
Talk beer. Matt,
Let's talk beer.
Matt, you had our first Instagram poll this week.
By the way, Instagram poll took me like 5 full minutes to figure out how to do an Instagram poll.
He texted. He was like, "Go vote on the poll." And what poll? I look at him like, "Oh, man, you made a poll. That's
Yeah.
so cool."
So I
Wait, which
picked
one
up
of you had the genies? Which one of you ran into a genie's cake?
I did.
Pat. Yeah.
Was it good?
I didn't touch it. It was it was sweating. It was a sweating cake.
It was hard work just sitting there.
You know why? Because they probably put it in the fridge and it was warm, so then it condensated.
But props to the people that hosted that party. They had a genius cake and a regular cake that people would actually eat.
Sorry.
That's smart.
Right. Sorry, Matt. Go ahead.
But I went to so funny story. I ended up down Pemina. Told the wife I was just going to drop something off at our mortgage guy, and
Mortgage guys on Pemina, eh?
yeah. And then I was like, and my wife's like, "So you're just going to the mortgage guy?" I was like, "Yeah."
Sounds illegal.
I get halfway there, and I'm like, "Hey, the queue's right there."
Yes, it
Come, and I swear I didn't even think of it, but I ended up stopping, ended up getting one of those Manitoba Brewers Association's 10 packs.
I picked
Oh,
one
yes,
out.
sir. Yes, sir.
Shout out to the Manitoba Brewers Association.
Shout out.
And decided to take 2 beers this week, put them in a poll. So I put the Black Galaxy from Half Pints up against the Cuke Lil Number. Great name.
This has got cucumbers in it?
Is that the real name?
Yeah.
Oh, I should have voted for
That's
that
mine.
now.
From,
I guess
One
I
Great
like
City.
that.
So, drum roll. Cuke Lil Number from One Great City.
Great.
Pulled it out.
Really?
Yes.
it wasn't leading when I voted.
It was relatively close. I believe the final was about 57% to 43%.
That's a close race.
Yeah.
That's a close race.
So, yes, Cuke Lil Number from One Great City. It's a 12 IBU, 4.8 ABV, and it is delicious. I'm going to go out. I had a couple friends try it, and they're like, it wears on you. So far, wow. So, it's a wheat beer, but it's got a sour component. So you get the lemon and the lime from...
There's a little lemon and lime, actually?
There's a little lemon and lime
That
action.
is, I just walked over to Matt, COVID be damned, I guess, and picked up his Cuke, because he said, and I drank it, and that is really fucking good. That is a delicious
you get
beer.
the citrus and the sour from the lemon and the lime, and then the
You can have
cool...
like 12 of those.
The cucumber just chills it out, and it's super refreshing.
Cucumber fascinates me.
It's a fascinating.
People put it in
fascinating
water,
recipe.
and I'm like, I need to try that. And
Yeah.
I tried it. It's like, this is amazing.
And I typically like it after it's become a pickle.
Yes,
So
me too.
yeah, so it's like I hate
Did you
cucumbers by
notice?
itself, and like almost everything you can do with it.
Did you notice the salty aspect at the end?
Yeah, I
That's
actually
a
really wish
pleasant
I
little
had,
surprise.
I had one. I'll probably go pick up
Wow.
some on the way home.
So on Untapped,
My fiance will love that.
oh, it's
I'm gonna have to get her a
delicious.
few of those too.
On Untapped, you can follow me at Gagne Matt, and
At
I thought I
No,
could
you went early. You went early.
I thought I could just
We'll do
keep
it. We'll
going.
do it. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Oh no, I thought we were doing the other gimmick. Okay, no, we'll do that. We'll do the 2 T's on 3.
Can I just rate this
3,
beer?
2, 1. No. Sorry.
It's all right.
Okay, I'm just gonna rate the beer. Follow me on Untapped at Gagne Matt. I'm gonna give this a 4.
Whoa!
That's a great score.
Wow.
I'm going
You know
to give
what?
it a 4.
That's a great score.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
That's a great score.
That's
That's an elite
really,
score.
really good beer.
Why
One
are you
Great City-
erasing something?
Because
Did you just change it? You just
I
changed
had
it on the fly, didn't you? He wrote it down, and I could see him
I had
slowly
three
He tastes
erasing.
a little bit more, right?
Yeah,
I
you did.
had 2 sips, so I gave it a 3.75. Had about 4 more since then, and I'm like, no, this is a 4.
That's a 4. Yeah,
This
that's
is a 4. And One Great City, put this in your regular rotation because
Oh, wow,
this is
that's big.
damn good.
Wow.
You know,
Damn
what,
good.
can you imagine if they do it? You know, and like a company like finds out you really like something and they put it in the regular rotation.
Man, you gotta let this go.
Barnhammer!
You gotta let this go, man.
That's okay, no big deal.
You know what, Pat? Why don't you go now?
So I did a little something different this week. Went over to our buddy's place, Scott Bodner, shout out, for our buddy Mario, his 30th birthday. You want to turn that off, please?
Sorry, it was a notification that I have the Bros, Bumps, and Beers podcast coming up.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
It's my favorite podcast. I
Yeah,
think.
no, I hear it's really good.
Yeah.
Someone's
11th
had,
episode.
someone's had intercourse to have that podcast.
I read that on the reviews.
Yeah, it was on the
That's
reviews.
awesome.
It's crazy. Who wrote that?
That's bonerific.
They brought out, they had done a home brew. They went to grain to glass, and they went and got the kit and they made it themselves. They did a couple of little things different. I think they said they dry hopped this.
They dry hopped instead of.
They changed
Yeah.
it up a little bit, and so they're like, "Hey, you want to review it on the podcast?" Like, absolutely.
Oh, so we're just doing random favors for friends now?
Yeah,
Wow. I thought we'd sell out to a company, but it turns out we sold out for
I
no
sell it
money
for friends
to your
first.
friends.
Sell it friends.
You're
So
a
anyway,
terrible
they gave it to me like, "What's
They
the
didn't even
name?"
give us 3 beer. They gave us 2.
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck? Who named them?
Scott Potter.
Fuck that guy. 3 beers next time.
So anyways, I was like, "What do you call it?" Well, so we're serving it on a Sunday, so it's called Sunday Morn, which is a play off Monday Morn, which is the grain to glass awful beer that I don't like.
Monday morning is delicious.
Whatever. So I tried. I'm like, "Hey, what's your brewery name?" And they didn't know. And then some guy in our group chat popped in and goes, "It's called Super Mario Bodners Brewery," which is hilarious.
Yeah, okay, I don't hate it. I
Yeah.
don't hate it.
So-
I mean, Nintendo might come calling for that ass one
That's
day,
okay.
but that's fine.
Hey, if they listen to this podcast, what's up, Nintendo? It's a pale ale.
Could you
I mean,
imagine if
it's
that
a-
was the
it's an
first
American
that
pale
was
ale.
the first sponsorship we
American
got?
pale ale.
It's Nintendo.
That'd be unreal. Nintendo presents Bros, Bumps, and Beers. So it's crisp. It's really lighter. You can taste the hops in it.
It's citrusy.
It is very citrusy.
I wouldn't know.
This is my first homebrew that I've ever had. I never stole Dad's. Dad used to make homebrew all the time.
You never had any of mine?
Was that 25?
No, because I watched you drink it once and you got angry and you almost killed me.
Was that 25%? Like, I imagine your dad's beer was just
Okay, so I tested mine, and my dad would make the same kits I made. Mine it said 5.5. There's no way, because you drink 4 of those and you're on your ass.
Yeah, I believe that.
So, anyway, I think very quickly Super Mario Bodners Brewery jumped grain to glass, and they now take the 12th ranked brewery in Winnipeg, and they overtake them. So now grain to glass is now 13th.
Damn.
No, they're not.
Yes, they're. And so I gave this beer, believe it or not, compared to the Monday Morn on my Untapped, you can follow me at Pat Gani, I gave it a 3. I'm giving this a 3.5. It is quite nice.
By the way, Pat.
Our credibility's fucked.
Yeah. By the way, Pat, when Kenny Omega turns before November, I'm making you chug something from grain to glass.
Oh, that's so perfect. Because I was going to say it has to be the peanut butter stout.
I'll do that. Yeah, I'll take that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'll take that one.
No.
Okay, Matt gets to pick.
Don't say it. You're not going to do that.
Yeah, do it.
I'm going to do it.
Do it. Fucking do it.
Don't say it.
He is going to turn.
It's not the creamsicle.
Oh, it's going to be the creamsicle.
He's going to turn. Kenny Omega's going to turn at
Way
whatever their next
So
event is.
anyways, my friends,
All in.
homebrew, Sunday Morn, Super Mario Bodners Brewery, 3.5 on Untapped. This will be the last time that we review them until they give us free beer, correct?
Correct.
Okay, now Jordan, you're batting cleanup. Or, sorry, not cleanup, third. You're JD Martinez.
What's third? Is that like
it's
not in the hole, but baseball's confusing. Okay, so why are all the fields a different size? Like
You
it's
just reviewed the beer.
Sorry. Okay, so this week I actually had planned. So first I planned to review something from Kilter. The Pina Colada came out, and then I had a little too much fun and drank my entire stock of the Pina Colada, and they're closed on Mondays, so that kind of screwed me. And then I picked up another beer that I thought was from one place, but it turns out it's not from Winnipeg or even close to it, so I screwed that up too. So what do you do when you do that? You talk to your friend about Barnhammer, and you get the Strawbarian, okay? Now, Barnhammer...
Nice name, by the way. I like that name.
Yeah, I love it. Barnhammer has some hits, like the 66...
The Guava 66?
Disavow.
The 66, the Guava 66, like, grandma's sweater, or grandpa's sweater. Sorry.
Grandpa's sweater.
They've been...
Big fan of 7 Step as well.
Yeah, 7, thank you. Like, when they put something in their rotation, they don't miss, okay? I open this, and I'm thinking, okay, it says it's juicy, okay. 6.2%, that's like the minimum threshold for me to give something a 4. That's great. And it's a sweet strawberry beer. Now, I drank this sitting
Strawberry in his top 3 favorite fruit, by the way.
In my top 3 favorite fruit. So high hopes. I'm sitting on the back of my car waiting for Pat to get home from walking his dog. And I casually open this thing up and I take a sip. And I instantly squint my eyes, stare at it, and go, where has this been the last little while? This is stunningly delicious, and this is one of those beers, and again, it's perfect for me. It's sweet. I feel like I can have 6 of them, and if I have 6 of them, that means I'm going to be in a really good mood for a long time.
You're going to eat a lot of pizza pops.
A lot of pizza pops. So I actually gave this a 4. And again,
wow.
There's a
For
simple...
someone who's just tough
you're
rater.
falling apart, man.
No.
Episode
See,
11,
here's
you
the thing. I just keep... Like, I've had a pretty good run on this show. If you want to see me really, just follow me at JSco55 and you'll see everything else. But the Strawbarian, I backed ass first into it, and I'm glad I did. I'll probably go pick up a few more on the way home because I'm just really impressed with the flavor and with the juiciness of it, and it's a great
We're ripping on you a little bit for the ratings and stuff, but we are reviewing all stuff from Winnipeg on this show, or from Manitoba, I guess.
Yeah.
Is that maybe just a testament to what's being put out?
For a small city, and so I've had my job, typically, in a COVID-free world, takes me to a lot of different parts of Canada.
You travel for work?
Just a tiny bit.
Oh, okay.
Okay? So the thing about it is, I've been to a lot of different places, and I'm not bullshitting when I say, I think Winnipeg has one of the best beer scenes in Canada. I think a lot of the other places they go big box really fast. BC, I found, tried to go big box really fast. Ontario kind of does the same thing, and you have some solid ones in Edmonton, but they're more one-offs, right? Like Edmonton, Calgary, Regina, Saskatoon. You'll have like a couple people who really do it well, in my opinion, and then a few after that. It's everyone's just scuffling, right? But I think when you come to Winnipeg, like you got companies, and I'm not going to name names so I don't offend anybody, but I think like the overall quality, right,
Yes.
is really stunning.
And you know what? It's
really
the
stunning.
best part about the scene is it's very community based. Everybody supports each
Is
other.
it ever?
Yeah.
Like, I almost feel like when we get mad at one brewery, the other breweries aren't like, ha! They're like, what the fuck, man? Like, it's like, you know, like you have to support
An
the
example
cause.
of that, I'm at Kilter and I'm sitting there and I'm like, I know her. And it was the head brewer from TCB.
Oh, I'm not shocked by that
yeah,
at all.
she was there and she was...
Morgan? Is that her name? Yeah, Morgan. I believe.
Yeah, she was there and she was having a beer at Kilter and having a great time. And like, that's what you need. Because you're not trying to... If there's no other breweries, what's driving you to be better?
Right. Not to mention, like, there's some new ones opening, like rural Manitoba starting to make a push now.
Rendezvous just opened in
Rendezvous,
Morgan.
yeah. You know, and it's like, if you start getting the rural communities in on this, I mean, I think we could have... this could be a destination place for craft beer drinkers. Mm-hmm. And I think, like, there's a lot
Especially
of good things in the city.
with the size of our city.
Yeah.
There's a lot. You can just... Like a pub crawl here?
Oh,
or
yeah.
a cap room crawl?
Of course.
Super easy. I got buddies who do it all the time downtown. They say you can walk to 3 breweries.
Affordably, too.
Yeah.
Like, you can get in here on some cheap flights. Like, we have some really nice hotels. Like, honestly, if you don't mind the cold, this is a great place to live. I'm a transplant. I'm not from here, born and raised. And I can't see myself leaving just because you guys aren't bad.
Well, you're not actually allowed to leave right now.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Fun fact for you. Did you know that Winnipeg has the greatest discrepancy between the highest temperature and the lowest temperature of any city in the world?
I actually did know that.
Let me handle the facts, okay? There's only one fact that we need to know. It's Nunavut.
But those aren't interesting.
That's untrue. So anyway, I guess a little recap before we get to the beer news of the week. We got the Strawbarian done by Jordan from Barnhammer. He gave that a 4 on Untapped.
Correct.
J Sco 55. Matt had the Cuke Lil Number.
Yes, sir.
That was tough.
That's a great name.
That's tough to say.
That's a great name.
From One Great City, and he gave it a 4 on Untapped at Gagne Matt with
Tooties!
And finally, I went a little off the board.
Oh, he did it. He did
I went
it.
off the board and went with the Sunday Morn from my good friend's small brewery in their garage, the Super Mario Bodners Brewery. I gave it a 3.5 on Untapped. You can follow me at Pat Gagne.
You're a fraud, Pat.
Wow.
It's not as good as Stumpy's. That's the best beer, best homemade beer
Might
of
have
all
to bring that on
time.
the show next week.
Shut up, Paul.
Shut up, Paul. So, anyways, that leaves us one little piece of business before the break. We have the Winnipeg beer news of the week.
I didn't forget about this at all.
No,
Hold on.
it's all good.
It's not like every week I don't forget
I'll
to press
help
the
you.
buttons. No, I got it. I got it.
Okay.
I'm here. There's a new movie. Oh, no, wrong group chat. Wrong group chat. Wrong group chat.
Although that movie lands like kick-ass.
There was actually quite a bit going on this week in the Winnipeg Beer News of the Week. Vessel Beer is basically released a post saying we're putting something murky into cans next week. Have to think.
It's the murky buckets that they had on
I think
tap.
it's the murky buckets, unless they're pulling the biggest hezzy hay of all time.
If they do,
Now
I'm gonna be
that's
super
that's
disappointed.
interesting because that's a beer they tapped at Nonsuch, but they released 2 since then. Like the Pineapple Pete was after Murky first made its appearance, so maybe they just wanted to test batch it before they ran it.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, Pineapple Pete and Orangutan came right after, so hopefully that comes out soon because I have yet to actually see an official appearance. As we also mentioned, Rendezvous Brewery and Tap Room is now opening out in the Winkler Morden area. Technically in Morden, but if you know the area, you can throw a rock from Winkler and hit Morden and vice versa, and then
Big rivalry.
you can skip it off the Walmart on the way, and the co-op on the corner. But I used to frequent that area for when I was working for Coca-Cola, and I am quite a fan of the area. So stop in
Shout
there.
out Pepsi.
You motherfucker. Stop in there when you get the chance. I think that's going to be... I don't know enough about the area, like how viable it'll be. I just hope that they do well. You know what I mean?
I think
like,
they will. They're
Yeah,
not
like...
far. They're not that far either from.
No. I think, I'm sure they'll crush it at the Morden Apple Festival, but I'm hoping they get enough stable business to feel like they can continue, holding things going forward. Finally, Devil May Beer... Devil May Care. I always read their Instagram handle. Devil May Care has reduced, or released. I'm gonna nail the name.
Boy.
The Tabula Rosa.
I can't wait. I'm gonna crush that.
Yeah,
I'm
so
getting some
that's
of that.
that's a wheat beer with hibiscus. It was in the queue today, by the way. So
was
if
it?
you go, you can get it from the queue. It
What
was
time's
there.
the queue open till?
It's pretty late.
2.
Okay, I'll be going.
So that's the gist of the Winnipeg beer news of the week. Pat, back to you in the studio.
All right. Well, that was a great segment, and we actually have a special guest. We actually have a special guest coming in to throw us out to the break.
Oh, yeah.
What's up, baby? This is Dustin Rhodes. He's back. And we will go
I
to
totally forgot this happened.
we will go to a break, and when we come back, we will talk wrestling roundup. We'll see you later, son of a plumber.
Oh, Michael, this is going to be fun to watch.
Alrighty, boys.
I already opened it.
We back.
We back.
Yeah, we are.
Again. Never mentioned it. Episode 11, the Mark Messier episode. Very important episode.
Oh.
Wait, this like the,
Oh, you went there with the moose, eh?
Yeah, I like him.
hey Canucks fans, how do you like that?
He was there for like a minute, right?
And he sucked.
Yeah, he was not good with
Bet you can't eat just one.
Lays, man. So so our wrestling roundup here. We're gonna talk. We'll start with NXT. I think NXT is probably one of my favorite angles right now. Matt didn't like it. I particularly
Somebody
thought
didn't like it.
So backstory, if you're not following too closely NXT, Pat McAfee, former punter in the NFL,
All decade punter.
And
And
punter.
also a huge human being for
Yeah.
a kicker.
Yeah,
had,
no joke. Guy was actually like very good soccer player, stud, talented kicker.
Oh, he did play soccer?
Yeah, in high school.
What the sweet merciful crap is this?
Told you. Pat just drank the orangutan. And
Ladies and gentlemen, we have another Marangotangaholic.
Good God.
I told you. Well, Matt told you, and then I told you after Matt told you.
So anyway, so Pat McAfee had Adam Cole on his podcast, and there was a big what for, like there was Adam Cole got mad at Pat McAfee because he kept calling him small, and he was relying on his boys from Undisputed Era, and there was kind of a blow up, and you're like, this is probably a work. But then out of nowhere, Triple H apologized to Pat McAfee.
It was one hell of a work.
It was.
I was.
They bended it. They did bend that reality.
And like to bring Triple H
I got
into it.
very anxious as
Yeah.
fans of both people.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this seems real. This is upsetting.
So Pat McAfee gets apologized to by Triple H, and then they invite McAfee to come on NXT and do some guest commentating. And it was a tag team match. Fish and what's his name? I always forget the
O'Reilly.
O'Reilly
and Fish,
against your boys. I always forget their name too.
Imperium.
Fuck,
And
sorry, I blanked.
Do you watch the show?
There's a lot of names to remember, man.
Yeah.
There's
No, I
there's 4
blanked
shows
this
to
week,
watch. Damn
because
it!
every time I think of Imperium, I realize I haven't seen a Walter match in forever, and I cry on the inside.
Yeah, so they're having a great tag team match, but Adam Cole is at ringside supporting his boys, and Pat McAfee's at ringside, and he's chirping Adam Cole, which I thought was hilarious.
Very funny.
But then as soon as he's sitting at the desk, I go, this is a work. This is going towards TakeOver 30.
Mm-hmm.
But how are we getting there? And what happens is Adam Cole goes up to his face like, you need to shut your mouth, and blah, blah, blah. They go at it. And then McAfee calls him a little bitch.
But the most pronounced bitch, he literally leaned back and like threw the word. It's like he took the word bitch and wound up and was like forcing fat. He said, I think he literally said bitch. It was like biatch.
Yeah, like old school 90s. Right?
Yeah, he said bitch, and it somehow had 13 characters in it.
There's no doubt to me that Pat McAfee can cut a hell of a promo.
Oh my god.
And he would be a phenomenal manager.
He's been cutting promos since he was in football.
And you know what, though?
That's half the reason he's not playing.
The best
is 'cause
part
he got
about
in
that whole
trouble for it.
exchange, because long story short, Adam Cole gets restrained, but as he's getting restrained, McAfee comes and punt kicks him in it was his chest, but they sold it that it was his
got
head.
Ronda Rousey. Like when Ronda got hit in the police car,
Yeah.
it was the same spot setup.
Yeah. And so what made it big, Triple H was involved, Shawn Michaels involved. Matt's staring at me. He's going to tell me he didn't like it, and I don't know why, but just go and explain.
Okay. It's not that I didn't like it.
Okay, I gotta get comfy.
Do some stretches.
I think this is a fantastic angle. I do not think it is a good angle for NXT. This is a main roster pay-per-view angle. I understand we're trying to sell TakeOver 30. I understand that's a big deal. No, let me finish.
Oh. Yeah, Pat, shut the fuck up. What the fuck? Just shut up.
Don't make me big brother you.
Did Daddy just hit Mommy at the dinner table?
I don't want to do the
podcast anymore. This will be the last episode of Bros, Bumps, and Beers.
Matt yelled at me.
You're dumb. Jesus.
You shut up. Okay.
Can I ever make a point? Because you're going to interrupt me and make fun of it.
Sorry.
It's a main roster angle. Putting it on NXT is, in my opinion, not a good idea.
I actually get where Matt's... I think traditionally this is a main roster move, but
You're bringing in a non-wrestler.
But Pat is an NXT TakeOver pre-show commentator.
There's that.
And
you know
they
what?
started doing this with Cole from the very beginning.
Okay, and let's get one thing straight. Like, I get what you're saying. It has a very
Don't
big...
get me wrong, Adam Cole's going to make him look so good.
Oh, yeah. And, you know, it's got...
I think
it's
Pat
got...
McAfee's going to make himself...
Yeah.
He has, like, legit... You know, he can probably go.
It does have a main roster feel, but at the end of the day, even though he is all-decade punter in the NFL, he's Pat McAfee. Do you care who Pat McAfee is in everyday life?
Do you understand how much money the NFL makes every year?
But he's not
No,
NFL.
it's
Pat
not just
McAfee.
that.
Pat McAfee's a name.
It's Pat McAfee is actually considered one of the fastest growing like sports personalities. You wouldn't know it, but his so he was at Barstool for a while, and the only reason he's not there anymore was there was like a behind the scenes fuck up with the payment and he was getting. It's a whole thing, you can look it up. But basically, like, Pat McAfee is a rocket ship. Like, he's been on College Game Day.
Don't get me wrong.
He's one
I'm
of those
all in on
guys.
Pat McAfee. I
He's
think
one
he's
of
great.
those guys, if you catch him, like, they're getting him now, which is smart, because Pat McAfee
And he's a wrestling fan.
Pat
obviously.
McAfee has that, like, he's our generation's guy who I think is going to be on TV for 40 years.
And you know what?
Like, we're going to see him till we're 70. He's going to be
easily top 3 Pats all time.
Oh, yeah. You're
Number 1.
number 2.
No, number 1 is Pat Gagne. Number 2, Patrick Swayze.
Sajak.
No, Patrick Swayze.
No, that's not a Pat, though. He's a Patrick.
Patrick's a Patrick.
Pat Sajak is... No, Pat.
This is the Pat making the Pat all-time list. So let's just
No,
restore
also,
okay?
point after tries, there's been a lot of those.
Pat.
Yeah, a ton of Pats.
PATs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, but I get what you're saying, but it's maybe this is just the starting point for Pat McAfee. Put him on a... Vince sees NXT as the lower show.
And also, I'm not going to lie, this is about ratings.
Wrong.
This is about ratings. They're getting smashed by AEW every week.
Yeah.
I know ratings don't really matter, but they don't like that every week
But-
they're being told they're getting their ass.
No, but it's all about that demo, right? Like Jericho's always talking
The
about that
demo,
demo.
God, I love it.
Like, and Pat McAfee is advertising to that demo.
Yes.
So get him on there and try and get your ratings up.
By the way, and I will say this now, WWE has to be really smart with McAfee. Because McAfee's not opposed to taking his balls and going home. When the Colts started to tell him what to do, he retired and went this way. When Barstool didn't treat him right, he retired and left and did his own thing. If NXT doesn't let Pat
Tony
do
Khan
it,
is waiting.
if NXT doesn't let Pat McAfee do what he wants to do, AEW is going to get a guy.
Especially when the Khans are
I feel like
involved in
as
football.
long
Tell
as
me that
Triple H
right
is
now.
handling this situation, Pat McAfee is going to
Well,
be
and that's
there.
the thing. Do you think Vince went, oh, let's get Pat McAfee? No.
Triple H went up to Vince McMahon. He's like, hey, so Pat McAfee and
Who's Pat McAfee?
Adam Cole are going to do an angle. He went, who's Adam Cole?
That's right. I went with that. That's good.
I didn't see that coming. That's pretty funny.
He was your longest reigning NXT champion. What?
You're missing an E in next. So yeah, so that that was a good show. I think we'll touch on that. Like I think next week we're gonna have a big preview show. And prediction show. We're gonna do NXT Takeover 30.
Is that next Saturday?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
And
I'm
we're gonna
moving
do
next
SummerSlam.
Saturday. That's not next Saturday. That's in 2 Saturdays from now.
No, it's 2 Saturdays.
2 Saturdays. So
Yeah.
in 2 weeks we'll do those previews, and that'll be a big show. And we'll talk a little bit more about other stuff going on in NXT. Move to Raw and SmackDown. There's 2 things we're gonna touch on Raw and SmackDown.
We're the big show? Like we're gonna watch the Netflix show, or we're gonna
The big show.
Yeah, not that, right?
No, we're not
Okay, I
watching
don't
that.
have
God,
to watch
no.
that. Okay.
Yeah, they're really pushing hard on Raw, and it's like, thank God that's on Netflix, and I don't have to watch it. So, anyway, first thing we'll touch on, Jordan didn't watch it, but I told him about it, Raw Underground.
Why would I watch it? I can watch the real thing on a weekly
One
basis.
word. Genius.
Okay, I wouldn't say it's genius, but like...
It has the potential to be genius.
If it can. If it's booked right, My biggest issue right away, the big thing with wrestling writers and wrestling Twitter heads, it's like, this is stupid. They're just trying to do something. They're trying to make it real. And then every week before that, it's like, it's the same thing week in, week out, week in, week out. Alvarez and Meltzer, sorry, excuse my French, can go fuck themselves, okay? Because every week it's, this is stupid, I hate this. And then
the Hurt Business takes over Raw Underground, the Hurt Business is made.
well, that's what's going to make them. It's going to legitimize them as being tough. And
Because they do have a guy who's been in that world.
and how freaking cool was seeing Dolph Ziggler roll around.
Whoa.
I mean,
Been in that world is some massive air quotes.
I was more.
If Brock Lesnar comes
showed
back
up,
and decides to start putting ass to grass,
could we see Brock Lesnar and Matt Riddle in Raw Underground?
Matt Riddle better fucking.
Genius.
Like Matt Riddle was actually a pretty.
Let's get real
talk
here.
about someone who should actually is probably the most legitimate MMA guy on their roster.
But you know what? I would
Raw Underground is going to be a work, and I'm okay with that. As long as it gives the illusion of realness, I like that.
And the first week they did it, you put in Dolph Ziggler, who has the most wins in Kent State history for wrestling, and he rolled around and he made it look legitimate. There was a couple things. The elbow spots are good because you can fake those, but don't throw real punches. Don't let Shane McMahon go in there and do his bob and weave bullshit punches that I hate more than anything in wrestling. But him being the face of that and the promoter of it, he had his hand in UFC. Yeah. He legitimizes it a little bit. Loosely. Jordan, don't do this now.
I'm sorry. I just like. If I want to watch UFC, I will watch UFC. Like,
but that's why they
can't.
Just
be good at wrestling. Like, just be fucking good at
they
pro
can't
wrestling.
They can't make it.
Oh, it's so frustrating.
UFC. They have to make it. They have to make it Fight Club.
No, just be pro wrestling. Just be really good pro wrestling.
This is a pro wrestling angle.
At the end of the day, they have a 3-hour product they have to put out there. If you can get a half hour out of Raw Underground, I think that's what you need to do. Jordan, you're not going to like it. And you know what? At the end of the day, you don't watch Raw or SmackDown, so it doesn't freaking matter.
You're right.
Your opinion is like a cow's opinion. It's just moo. Shout out Joey Tribbiani.
Yeah, so that was it. It's going to be interesting to see where they go. It's possible we live in Vince's world. Next week, Raw Underground doesn't exist.
God, I hope not.
And so there's just it might last 2 weeks. It might last a while. Jordan might tune in one day and go, "Hey, that's cool," but also that won't happen. But that's okay.
Yep.
Yeah. What would happen is it would be like me playing Madden, where I'm just like, "That's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong, that doesn't happen. That guy wouldn't do that." That's exactly what I would do with Raw Underground. I'd be like, "That's wrong. He's ducking his head. He would have got hit by an uppercut 30 seconds ago."
Sweet Jesus.
Pat's like needs to.
You can make love to that beer.
Yeah,
it's okay.
Pat needs to take a pillow and cover his pants with the meringue right now because it.
So my next question with Jordan, you're not going to be involved in this discussion because you don't watch the show. Okay. Matt, does Raw Underground need to be showcased on SummerSlam for it to be legitimate?
Yeah, it does.
Have a match in Raw Underground.
Both things we're going to talk about today need to be involved in SummerSlam. Raw Underground needs a match, and I think we're going to get something with the Hurt Business. I think we're going to. I would not be opposed to seeing Bobby Lashley kick somebody's rear end around Raw Underground.
Yeah. So the next thing on Raw and SmackDown that came out, Jordan, you can jump in if you want. If you've seen previews of it on Instagram or Twitter or whatever. Retribution, this new group full of really tiny people.
Love it.
They're called...
No, they're just short. They're like my height people.
Got it.
Okay, but apparently that's on purpose, so you can't guess who it is. Because I have a theory.
Instagram thinks it's AJ Lee. Apparently 5 of them. Apparently multiple, like AJ Lee has cloned herself.
So the internet also thinks that one of them's Carmella. Which
I haven't seen her in a while.
We haven't seen her in a while. That could make sense. But here's my theory on it. You know who I think is the leader of it, and that's why they went with all these little people. Not little people, but small people. I know.
Disavow.
I'm sorry.
That's what they're called.
All these short people.
Yeah.
The leader of Retribution.
Don't say Adam Cole.
Rob Stone.
No.
Damn it.
Dominic Dijakovic.
Oh, God.
Okay, why? I don't understand this at all.
He deleted all his Twitter. Why did he delete all his Twitter?
Do you think it's him and Ciampa?
No, Ciampa.
Jordan.
No, Ciampa.
Well, Ciampa did the same thing.
I love it. I love it.
He did the same
Ciampa
thing.
doesn't want to be on the main roster, though.
But in an
angle like this?
it just makes me
Well,
upset.
did Dominic cut himself in half and he's two of the black? Because he's huge.
No, that's what that I don't think they're using the actual wrestlers.
Well, that's what makes me upset about it is you're trotting these guys out there and they're destroying, they're doing cool stuff, they're destroying the set and all this crap, taking a chainsaw to the ropes, which I found hilarious.
That was amazing.
No, but it was funny because it was like Statlander, like the alien girl, booping people.
Yeah.
He did the same thing with the chainsaw. He was like, boop, and the rope
And I was just, you know what I was mad about most of all when he did that? They didn't do a zoom in on the ropes.
Yeah,
'cause I want to know what they're made of, man.
They're actual ropes. WWE is actual ropes. Every other promotion is
I think
cabling.
it's those blue raspberry live wires you get set.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, it's just they're just these short people, and then 1 week they're all going to come out. They're all going to be normal sized people, like
I'm
your
okay with
size.
that.
But
I'm
then
okay
it's
with
just
that.
going to be awkward.
Is this okay? Whatever happened to the hacker?
I think this is going to be related to the hacker. You don't think so?
Apparently, it's not.
I would like
Is the
it to
hacker
be.
just dead?
Yeah,
Classic WWE.
Yeah. It's like the anonymous Raw GM.
Oh my god.
We have no idea who it is, so it's Hornswoggle.
Go back to GTV.
Oh my god.
And okay, so put a little bow on that, and then we'll go to AEW now. Not a lot happened on AEW. It was a pretty good show. I enjoyed it.
It was
Good
okay.
show, but a slow week.
But you know what? And you know what? I saw on Twitter, and I would have to agree with people on Twitter. How many women's matches were on AEW this week?
One?
How long was it?
Not long.
They have neglected that women's division. I know it's
Because
not
they have
great.
the YouTube. They have that YouTube
Have they
tournament.
neglected it, or have they just realized it's not a strength?
That's why they're putting it on YouTube.
Yeah, but
Because it's not a
so
strength.
but then you're giving this perception that it's not good enough to be on the big show.
It's not.
Just like Scorpio Sky, who's only on AEW Dark. He's the king of
He's
AEW
literally
Dark.
getting a TNT Championship title shot this week.
Hashtag push Scorpio Sky.
It's so good that they're just feeding Cody Rhodes jobbers. You know.
Yeah, like
You
Scorpio
do
Sky.
not speak about Scorpio Sky.
What is a Scorpio
like that.
Sky, Matt? What is that?
It's his name.
It's stupid. It makes no sense.
Isn't
What's
it
an Adam Cole?
Maybe he's into constellations.
What's a Triple H?
Isn't that like a Scorpio's like a... No, not a constellation.
Scorpio is a horoscope.
Horoscope.
Or an astrological sign.
Wow, good word.
Congrats.
Zodiac
You
sign.
can't say
you went to school
you can't
once.
say East Rutherford, New Jersey, but you
East-
can say
Neither
that.
can you.
Yeah, well, I've had a couple orangutans. So yeah, the big thing they had Eric Bischoff back on TNT. That was kind of cool. That was kind of cool. Just whatever.
Fart noise.
He's on.
What a nice paycheck he collected.
He's on Conrad Thompson's podcast. If you're on Conrad Thompson's podcast, you're on AEW unless you're Bruce Pritchard. But anyway, so they had the big debate: Jericho against Orange Cassidy. Which
Do you mean the ripoff of Old School?
yes, I do.
Oh my fucking god, it was a rip.
Yeah,
It was 100% a ripoff.
So, you know
of
what
Old
it was?
School.
It was
It bothered me so much.
it was a great.
It was
even think
good,
of
but
that.
it bothered me so much.
It was a great heel move by Jericho. It's like, hey, I'm gonna have a debate against a guy who doesn't talk.
I did not like that Orange Cassidy got serious.
I do. You know why?
I didn't like it at all.
You know why? Because now I believe he's gonna win on Wednesday.
Well, he's for sure going to win on it.
If he was silly, he's losing Wednesday.
But why can't he be silly and win? Why can't you, if you got here as Orange Cassidy, stay here as Orange Cassidy? Like, I don't want him to, the more he talks, this is a Weekend at Bernie's vibe. The more he talks,
Yeah.
and then he goes on Shot of Brandy, and
You watch Shot of Brandy?
because Orange Cassidy was on it.
Okay.
And I was hoping it would be the Orange Cassidy gimmick on Shot of Brandy,
Oh, was it?
which has the potential to be hilarious.
So good.
And then what does he do? He's just his normal self.
Oh, that ruined
Can
it.
I ask a
Thank
question?
you.
Can I ask you a question?
That is not who he. I watched the clip of him him not setting up the ladder during the ladder match at All or Nothing on a weekly basis and laugh my ass
So
off when
funny.
he can't figure out how to get the ladder to work. That's why he's there.
He's probably gonna, Jericho's probably going to put him over on Wednesday. Where does he go from there? He's now top.
Wow, that's yeah.
Thank you.
He-
Where do you take a guy
But
who's
does-
you
but-
take him
but-
in a serious direction, which is not who he is.
But you know that now that you say that, does he win Wednesday?
I don't. But then
I don't know.
what do you do even if he loses?
If he loses, he's just Orange Cassidy still, and he goes with the best friends, and they do their shtick.
I hope so. I don't know. Like
Now that you say that, it would make him a serious.
You know what would be
yeah,
really,
he
really...
just beat the number 4 quote unquote.
Or we go back to what we said a couple weeks ago, where we said he beats. So say he beats Jericho. The week after, he gets a TNT title shot, wins the TNT title, and we get that whole shtick of him. I don't really want to defend
that
this.
okay.
If they go
Thank
that
you for
way,
bringing that back
that
up.
would be great.
I'm all in on that.
Yeah.
I'm all in on that.
Interesting that you're all in.
Speaking of all
Oh,
in,
I didn't even do that.
Darby, all in.
I was always a big Darby Allin fan, but I think there's a ceiling with Darby Allin. I don't think he can be your champion.
He's like a whimsical run at the right time, Daniel Bryan.
You do
type
your
of guy.
Daniel Bryan. Yeah, that's what I see. Like, okay, he's beaten down.
I would like to see him as kind of like a under Moxie's wing, kind of his backup. Moxie's like this lone wolf, but so is Allen. So
Isn't it just going to be a whole lot of Moxley saving Allen's ass, though? Like, aren't you just going to make him the bump guy then?
but I'm okay with that. I mean,
John
I-
Moxley's
it's-
just
somebody
not.
needs to take the pin for Moxley.
And you know what? And Darby is not one.
Moxley should take the pin for Moxley.
I have a tough time seeing
disagree.
Darby
Fuck
Allin.
out of here.
I see a tough time having Darby Allin have offense and successful offense against like guys like Brian Cage. He's so small.
But I think we're focusing on the wrong thing from that match.
The lead up. Well, so there was
MJF.
MJF's headquarters was highlighted,
Oh my god.
which was amazing, and they gave him the title shot, which I wasn't crazy about because I was super into that. They won't give it to him when he goes on strike, but he gets the title shot, and then they mentioned it during that interview with him. That what if Darby Allin wins the title thing? Oh, you think I'm worried if the 125 pounder wins the title?
God, kid.
And you're like,
Yeah.
and then right after, I'm like, we're gonna see MJF in the main event. He's gonna come out there. Comes out, ultimate heel move, tries to get Darby Allin to win the title.
Yeah.
I think that's where we're going for the next few weeks with
him trying to get Moxley to lose.
trying to get Moxley to lose, and then here's the thing: does he beat Moxley?
He should. He
If
should.
he doesn't, it's like the ref didn't see his leg under the rope, and he can complain about that for a couple months.
I even think that's
Oh,
cheap.
see,
I
that-
even think that's not good enough. I think he's the best thing in wrestling. Like he is a
He is.
legitimate
I
winner.
have really cooled on Moxley being the champion.
Oh, good. Welcome to the freezer because I've been here a while.
Okay, I'm just gonna throw something out there. So his foot's under the ropes. They count to 3. Moxley retains. MJF goes on Dynamite the next week and goes, "I demand a recount."
I demand a recount, or
every match.
or
yeah,
he
but
just goes on this couple weeks long of just continuously showing the replay. I've been done wrong, and Tony Khan, what are you gonna do about it? And just then we get that whole.
So why are they doing this now and not letting him run his campaign to November when the U.S. elections are? Like, why are they doing
because
this so
I think
fast?
the U.S. might burn to the ground at the election.
Yeah, valid point.
When
There
is
might
all
not
in?
be a Florida.
When is all in? September?
Oh, I feel like
September.
that's something we should know.
September.
Yeah, we
I
should
can-
probably know that.
Hold on, following up the Google.
We are a credible wrestling podcast.
Big J journalists.
I have a journalism degree, all right? Speak for yourselves. I will tell you guys in a second. But yeah, I mean, I felt like that would... Saturday, May 29th. That seems wrong.
That's
What-
all out.
Oh, what's the pay-per-view?
All in.
I
Oh,
think so.
I wrote all or nothing. I combined like multiple pay-per-views into one.
But anyways, next week we'll for sure know when the pay-per-view is, and it'll be fine. But yeah, so
Why is it so hard to find when things are?
It was a good week. There was a lot of new stuff that came. There was lots of unique stuff, and
I just need to know where it's all going.
I'm the worst producer.
I'll be watching it all, and that's what pisses me off. and I'm gonna have to
September
watch-
5th.
September
Okay,
5th. Okay, so
September 5th.
coming up.
Yeah.
We'll have to get together for that. Is
Yeah.
it on a Saturday or Sunday?
I think they
Saturday,
do
they do
Saturdays.
Saturday.
Like it's supposed to be.
Absolutely. So yeah, so lots to.
So we can get bombed.
Only literally. Thank you. Only literally one match. Moxley and
yeah, well,
Matt.
that's all they've announced, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
look.
So yeah, so we'll put a little bow on that for the weekly wrestling roundup, and when we come back, a little something new for y'all. We'll try it out. Could it be a train wreck? Yes. I mean, it'll probably be a train wreck. So
Everything we do.
so it'll be a good time. We'll come back and after the break, we'll figure out a name for it.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
It's dangerous, JR. This is real dangerous.
And we're back, man. I'm just like savoring this meringue thing. I
Yeah,
want it
Matt,
to
you've
last as
been-
long as I
Thank
can.
God we do this. In the relative vicinity of your house.
Question for you.
Because yeah, I didn't want to say like. I guess we pretty much just said we do this at your house.
Well, it's a studio. We're in the studio.
Yeah, we're in the studio. Yeah,
As soon as you put up the tables, it's a studio.
yeah, it's a studio.
Yeah.
It's a
No, it's still your basement.
Are you gonna be like this for the whole?
because you're
whole
freezing to death down here, Matt.
It's
I am.
crisp, man. It's 19 in this house. It's
Yeah,
crisp.
Thank you. Matt came down here dressed like it was December.
Yeah, because I froze my ass off last time we did that episode.
Well, now you learned, right? You're a smart guy.
Suck
Teacher.
it up, Buttercup.
So yeah, this is new segment time. This is a very scary place that we're going to. We have a Big J journalist in our midst, and Jordan actually explained it to us during the break, and
but over text first.
Yeah, over text, which was really well done. So you know what, Jordan? I'm gonna toss it to you. You explain to the folks what we're doing here.
You know, when the guys on the podcast told me we needed a segment, they put up the bat signal, and Jordan came through. Right, segment master,
Totally untrue.
genius extraordinaire. So this week we're going to be launching a segment called A Flight Of. And what we're going to do every week is we're going to get a flight of something and we're going to make picks of this thing snake draft style.
5 picks.
4 picks.
4 picks?
It's a flight. Pat.
Yeah, let's go 5.
You want to go 5?
I want to go 5.
You know what? We're going to go a flight with a shot of something on the side, baby. A flight
I've
plus
never been
one.
to a tap room and gotten a flight, and that's it. I get a flight, and then I pick my favorite from the flight, and I get one more.
Okay, you know what? That's true, but that doesn't work well with the name. So we're going to call it a flight. So this week, we're going to go with a flight of tag teams.
Oh.
I'm going to need the 3 of us here today to pick a flight of tag teams, snake draft style. Now that I'm thinking of it, the only thing we haven't figured out is who the hell gets to go first.
Oh, that's easy. Well, let's flip a coin.
But there's 3 of us.
That's dumb.
Oh, we'll do rock, paper, scissors.
Oh,
nobody's
that's
gonna
great
be able to see it.
podcasting. We should rock, paper,
Oh, no one will
scissors.
see it. Oh.
You know what? In all seriousness,
Matt,
I
I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 10.
How about this?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Wow, that was aggressive.
I'm the
I don't want
oldest.
to do the podcast.
I'm the
Oh my
oldest.
God, are you doing the we're the oldest thing? Or you're the oldest?
If you have a better idea.
The podcast is super cool because we just picked who's the oldest to go
Oh my
first.
God. You know what? When I thought of the name, I didn't think of how we should pick it, but I do like the idea of this.
But
So
Matt,
we
Matt,
will-
as long as you admit that you are old.
Yeah.
I'm not old.
You're the oldest one here.
Yeah.
Okay, Pat, you're the youngest. You go first. No, Jordan's the youngest. Jordan's the youngest.
Fuck.
Yeah,
You go
Jordan's
first.
first.
All
No,
right.
no, Matt, go first.
No,
Matt, go
you
first.
can't go
No,
first.
Matt,
No,
go
you
first.
go first. No, I gotta go
I
first.
spilled the beer. I spilled the beer.
Okay, so here's what's gonna. Thank God I leveled the peak audio. Yeah, fucking Spilly McSpilly's in here.
I'm going to write it all down, too.
Congrats, you got Farmery on your wing.
So who's going first?
Okay, Matt's gonna go first.
Okay.
Jordan's gonna go second. Pat's gonna go third, and then Pat will of course pick twice as we go around all 5. Pat, if you could please write down our picks,
I will.
so we don't suddenly blow past 5
Yeah.
or do something stupid.
Completely
Matt, you get the honors. Please pick your first tag team of the night.
Thank you, Jordan. First of all, I want to thank the.
No, we're not doing hockey. We're
Oh,
not.
come
God, man.
on.
We're gonna be here till 12 in the morning. Why do they thank everybody? I want to thank the
Because they're
city.
hockey players and
I'd
they're
like to
nice.
thank the St. Boniface area for
Why does
hosting this
hockey
draft.
have the personality of wet bread? Like, PK Subban has a
On
personality.
the ground, stays
and
there.
It's like, God forbid anyone has a
something.
personality in hockey.
All right, Matt, first pick, buddy.
So my first pick, and for those of you who know me well, I'm a body guy. I like me some IcoPro.
There we go.
You got IcoPro in your system.
There we go.
I'm instantly drawn to you. So, with the first overall pick in this flight
moment.
of
This is a
tag
moment.
teams, I am taking the Road Warriors, baby.
That's a reach and a half.
Are you?
What a reach!
Okay, sorry. The Road Warriors
I'm
being the
taking-
Legion of Doom, right?
No, but I'm taking the Road Warriors.
Okay,
I am
'cause I
not
was
taking
gonna
the
say, I'm
Legion
like,
of Doom.
hold on.
I'm taking NWA Road Warriors.
That's horrible. Why would you pick them?
Unbelievable.
Because they took IcoPro?
Yeah, and they got like really good pops. And
I
did
knew
you ever watch?
I knew we'd get a Dark Side reference in here.
Did you ever watch like any of their matches from like 85 to about 88?
No.
No. Who the fuck would do that?
What?
Oh, you would, you old bastard.
I mean, I saw them on Dark Side, and I was like, man, those guys are jacked. I gotta go check out these matches.
And they come down on motorcycles. That's pretty big. I like a good motorcycle gimmick.
And their promos is cocaine at its finest.
All right. Well, that's
Are they? They're yeah.
It's
like,
it's so.
You know what? I'm so thankful he picked them first because that allows me to pick like the
It's
true,
such a reach
the
to start
true
to
number one
Oh,
tag team of
God.
all time.
Do I just write it down? I already know what you're gonna say.
Yeah,
Jordan,
so this,
go ahead.
This is the easiest thing of all time, and it's not exactly who you think, unless maybe it is who you think of it. But this is arguably one of the most influential wrestling duos of my childhood. The Hardy Boys are
Whoa,
my.
I gotta erase. Hold on, I gotta
Hardy
erase
Boys.
right.
Hang on, I gotta flip my page.
No,
It's like
the
a-
Hardy Boys were revolutionary for their time. They moved a ton of merch, and they brought eyes to the TV, and Lita was a smoke. All right? So, that's simple.
eyes.
Only thing that is true about that statement is the last part.
No. Jeff Hardy, there are numerous Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy moments that will get played for the eons and
Because they
eons.
almost died.
Yeah,
Full
for my entertainment of greatness.
Full disclosure, next week we're going to be covering SummerSlam 2000, and I watched the TLC match just recently from that.
Oh yeah.
And that's
Oh yeah.
not as good as WrestleMania 17 TLC match, which is on another level.
Oh yeah.
But SummerSlam 2000, I watched that match and I was like, man, these three teams, they could die. And I was sitting there going like, if they die, this is still an iconic match.
Yes. This was the easiest pick ever. Like, I knew Matt was going to not, like, he'd take, or either of you were not going to take the greatest tag team of all time first. And let me just point out, you want to talk about impact? When they came back at that WrestleMania, I saw both of you pop so hard.
Well, because we're
So hard.
nuts.
In this basement. You popped.
Studio.
Yeah, that was cool.
Studio. You guys popped. We all popped.
Yeah, and you know why that was such an iconic moment, though, when they came back? Because they somehow, in the internet culture, kept that a secret.
Well, they wrestled the night before.
Yeah, so...
Thank God, right? Last night of their contracts, and then they just...
But, Pat, why don't you go and pick?
All right,
Two
so I get
picks,
two
two
for
picks
me.
for
All right,
Pat.
so I'm going to show you boys how it's done.
Oh,
First
Jesus
pick.
Christ.
This will be awful.
First pick of Pat Gagne's Flight of Tag Teams.
I can tell you exactly who he's going to grab.
He is going the Hart Foundation, ladies and gentlemen.
Shocker, ladies and
Red
gentlemen.
Hart,
Shocker.
Tim the Anvil Neidhart, and I'll tell you why. Because one half of that tag team is the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever freaking will be,
Neidhart.
and the second one drank a lot of beer.
Pat, do you remember when we saw... Were you 18 yet? When?
Yes, I was there.
Yeah, so Jim Neidhart was the special attraction at Doubles Fun Club for a wrestling show.
I feel like every wrestler ever has been the biggest
Oh,
attraction
man.
at Doubles Fun.
So we show up early because we want to get real good seats. Little did we know you could show up late and still got real good seats. We show up early.
Because nobody.
We're
knows.
sitting there with Big Mike, and who's at the bar with a huge boiler gut. He ordered 4 beer. Jim Neidhart. 4 beer, takes him to the back.
R.I.P. Jim Neidhart, though. Eh?
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
But you know what? The bottom line is that guy came out and still put on a show. He got all his little spots in.
Do we all notice that Matt is really, really liking my pick?
I'm not liking your pick. I'm liking Jim
it's
Neidhart.
kind of a large... I mean, yeah.
Although...
So you really like 50% of his pick? God forbid he picks someone you like next.
Well,
Oh,
I'll tell you.
Oh, Christ.
Coming back around.
Oh, no.
Don't do it.
Don't be someone I want.
Don't do it.
I got my next one ready. Don't fucking do it.
I feel like...
No. You guys
No,
will
it won't-
never pick these
well,
two
it
guys.
won't be mine,
You guys
thank
will
God, I
never
know
pick
that.
these two guys. The next pick in Pat's Flight of Tag Teams. They are part of the most iconic group in wrestling history. They had a brief stint in WWF with one of the greatest managers of all time before having money issues and one had to leave. And then they went back to the Carolinas and were triumphant in returning. Well, at least one of them was. We are going with Tully Blanchard and Arn Anderson, otherwise known as in WWF, the Brain Busters.
I don't hate it.
Yeah, I mean, my VCR is broken, so what, like, where am I supposed to see these matches exactly?
Arn Anderson, by the way, greatest spine buster in history. I've been seeing a lot of posts.
No.
Who has the best?
Who's better?
No.
Bite your tongue.
Farouk has the greatest spine, because Farouk did the spine buster
1A,
and put
1B?
some stank on it. When he threw that guy down, Arn Anderson's was smooth. Farouk picked his guy up and he was like, "Excuse me, sir, you don't belong here." And put
No, you cannot date my daughter.
Yeah, and put him through the ground. Watch, it's the hand flip in the Farouk spine buster.
Damn.
Damn. Yeah, so I will argue about that till
1A,
the day
1A,
I
1B?
die. Okay, give or take.
Yeah, because they're two very different spine busters.
Yes, they are.
Equally
but Farouk
great.
having some stank on his. And, then
Ours
you get
was
to,
like,
and you get to say the
yeah.
word stank when you
that's
say
true.
Farouk's spine.
All I gotta say about that Spine Master again is, damn.
Damn. Is it my turn?
It is your turn. Make a horrible
Okay,
pick and
so
let's
it
go.
seems like, I mean, 1955 wrestling was well represented in Pat's. So I'm gonna
You're
go
gonna pick Carl Gotch
I'm gonna
and,
go with another team.
the other
Tag
guy?
teams back then.
Another team that entertained me to no end. To the point,
I almost was going to screw you over and take this team. For sure, I know who you're taking.
To the point where I went as one of these people for
You should have done it. You should have done it.
Yeah.
I have never enjoyed. I cannot tell you how many times me and a close friend of mine growing up did this move to other kids. The 3D, the Dudley Boys, an amazingly entertaining tag team, right?
Yeah.
They were.
Now, are you going Dudley Boys ECW, Dudley Boys WWE?
I'm gonna go full career because I did like what they did in ECW. What I respect about them the most is they came to the WWE, shifted that gimmick a little bit. There was
Just
a little
a
less
bit, though.
tie-dye, a little more
A little less
camo,
swearing.
little less swearing,
Lot less swearing.
but the same intensity, right? I love Devon's seizure selling for some reason.
Yes.
When he really gets hit, he has a seizure.
Bubba is a super underrated. He doesn't get talked enough for how good a bumper he
Yeah,
is.
Bubba's fantastic. If you watch a lot of those Jeff Hardy clips, Bubba's taking that bump at the bottom, right? Like he's
testify.
He's eating them. And not to, one thing I like about them is I think they're the originator of the tag team movesets.
No,
Right?
they're not. That's the most false statement of all
Who
time.
else? Like a multi-layered moveset for a tag team. The 3D, the buckle bomb, not the buckle bomb, the power bomb off the top rope, the Devon diving headbutt to the nuts thing. They had layers of moves.
The Rock and Roll Express and Midnight Express might have
They
something
did
to
them
say
all.
about
The
that.
Heart Foundation
Wrestling
did that.
didn't exist before I started watching.
Oh, okay.
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 So we're just reinventing history now.
Can I
Okay,
ask
cool.
you a question about the Dudley Boys though?
Yes.
So I made my own top 15 list for this draft. Are they? I have them as a top 5.
No.
I have them in at 4. Are they a top 3 in your mind? Are they a top 5 in your where
For
would
me,
you rank
for
them?
me, they're top 5.
They
Top 5? I would. Put
I mean,
them
I
top
picked
5.
them 1 too. They're top 5.
Yeah,
They're in my
fuck
top.
is it?
They're in my top 20.
What?
Fucking god.
They're not even in your top 10?
No, they don't touch the top.
I watched an old school wrestling show once, and my name's Pat Gagne.
Do you?
That is the worst impression of me I've ever heard.
You know what's the best
You were
impression,
like
Pat?
Barney and an old man. What?
The American Dream, Death the Road.
Oh, that's actually. I don't,
American Dream.
was he ever in a tag team? I feel like you would have picked them
No,
first.
he was always.
Well, my 1-2 are the Hardy Boys and the Dudley Boys. So as long as one of you don't take Edge and Christian, we're just gonna round
Well,
out some great
Gordon-
TLC match. No!
With my next pick, I will take Edge and Christian because
Fuck!
Pat,
Sorry.
because
sorry.
Jordan,
Sorry if you
I
had
respect
kids.
that.
because Jordan,
Damn it!
you think you know me. You think you know me.
Oh.
You think you know me.
Would you like to do a 5-second pose? Here, ready? 5 seconds, ready?
By the way, Oakley's bringing back the Christian glasses.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Guess who's getting a pair of those?
Also, so again, I watched SummerSlam 2000. We're going to talk about that next week. Man, are they good?
Oh, so good. So
Edge and Christian. Christian is criminally underrated.
Yeah.
Always has been.
Always has.
He's not a big guy. He doesn't have.
fucking
he's a-
mic skills.
He's a great
You know
promo.
what it is?
Solid
You know what
worker.
it is? You know what it is? He if he stands there,
He lacked it a little bit.
he doesn't look like the guy that you would build something around.
Yes.
He's a grower, not a shower.
Fair comment.
That's real good.
Yeah.
Same.
Me too.
Damn!
Damn!
Put some steak on.
All right.
So you come back with you, Matt.
I'm
Safe
coming
draft.
back. I'm
Yeah.
coming back.
So you took Edge and Christian.
I took Edge
You
and
get
Christian.
one more now.
I'm going to take my next one.
Okay.
Now, this might be a little off the board for some of you, but I'm going to go to WCW.
Oh, reach.
The greatest tag team in
Oh,
WCW
no, don't take
history.
him. I was going to take him next.
The Harlem Heat, baby.
Fuck.
Dun, 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 dun. Also,
Anybody would take him.
they might have top 10 entrance music.
Yes, yes, yes.
No.
And you know,
Dun, 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 dun.
they had two of the very best managers ever. Yeah, Teddy Long
Sherry
for a while and Sherry.
And they're Sherry. And you know what? Booker T, I want to talk about another guy who maybe flies under the radar and is a little bit underrated. Booker T's phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
Mic skills, good in-ring work, great look.
Oozes charisma.
Oozes. The guy,
Oozes.
the way he talks. When he does commentary,
King Booker.
oh,
No, he was good with King Booker, but he was never at his best when he was
no, his best stuff.
Can you dig it? Like that
Oh,
whole
yeah.
era, there was unbeatable.
Spinaroonie.
And some of his best stuff that doesn't get talked about is his Goldust stuff. When he was with Goldust.
Oh my
Oh,
god,
that was
was
that good stuff. The grocery store match with Stone Cold. Oh, was that
Goldust
good?
is such a great foil over the years,
Yes.
right? Like he's just a brick wall. Like if you got someone who could throw something off of him, that was like Actually, I'm not going to say it because...
Well, you're next. So you can just pick your next
you're
one.
up. You're up, buddy.
So this was unexpected. I should have known Edge and Christian would go sooner. I do think my fourth pick will still be there later on, so I'm going to move a team up I had lowered down.
Oh, wow. Bold statement.
With my third pick, I'm going to take the Young Bucks.
You mean the Young Sucks?
The Young Bucks. And
Biggest reach of
and
the
here's-
flight.
Here's why.
The Young Sucks. I actually wrote Young Sucks.
Possibly one of the most influential tag teams of all time because they helped start their own wrestling promotion. And they're actively, when we look back, they could actively be a tag team that actually helped change the wrestling business by
What do you got going
adding
on for the rest of the night, Matt?
competition.
What do you got going on?
You know what? I'm gonna actually speak to this. Here's my. There's nothing inherently wrong with the Young Bucks, other than the fact that every match they have, since I started watching them in AEW, ends up being so much about them with all their flippy spots and the super kicks, and it just that bothers me a little bit.
I don't actually disagree with you at all.
I think they're
if
phenomenally talented. I think they're
if we're
talented as all
talking
hell.
Only in ring, maybe that's different. But if we're saying if you're a tag team, what are you doing in wrestling, and where do you fit?
And your parody, when you're talking about them being a parody,
really
I watch
think
them
they're
now
a
and I'm
parody
like, damn it,
wrestling.
Jordan.
Either
I
that-
don't hate them as much as I used to.
Either that or they're the saddest thing in wrestling because they're parodying and they don't even know it. Which
Yeah,
so either way.
but I think they know that.
So Pat's being a big old grumpy bitch.
Are we done? Are you done talking
All
about
right.
the Young Bucks?
And Pat wants to go now so he can tell us about a random tag
So-
team from
Well, let me
1989.
tell you. I only have one thing to say about this next tag team. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and
Oh,
girls,
yeah.
children of all ages, WWE and Generation X proudly brings to you the tag team champions of the world, the Road Dogg Jesse James, the badass Billy Gunn, the New Age Outlaw.
Yeah,
Hey, Pat,
you can't argue.
if you're not down with that,
You can suck it. So,
That's really hard to argue with.
yeah.
you know what? And
That's a good spot too. End of that round.
Yeah.
That's a fitting.
But
They're 9. I had them at 9.
you know what, though?
Yeah.
I pick them, but if you really, what is their significance to wrestling history other than great entrance, great gimmick, being part of a
You
great
mean being
faction?
Enzo and Big Cass for longer?
No,
I-
suck.
No.
I would
Tell
actually-
me what the major difference is between aside from being around longer and having more staying power.
I started thinking about them. I'm going to interrupt you because I don't like that conversation. I started thinking about them. If it wasn't the New Age Outlaws in the Attitude Era, who was it? It was 2 singles that got put together and beat them.
True.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really? They were
Fucking
the
Brothers
only...
of Destruction.
They were really... Or the Rock and Sock in
Or
Action.
the Rock
or
and Sock and by the way,
Austin
I'm
with-
not counting those as tag teams.
No, or
No.
Austin with 10 other guys. It's just...
Yeah, true. Austin.
It was really the New Age Outlaws were the only tag team in the New Attitude Era. Maybe later in the Attitude Era, you got the APA but that's about it. I don't know. I can't really name any.
No, you're right. It was really.
But they're peak attitude era. They they didn't have a lot to them, but they were put in a position and given certain things to be successful.
They're both solid too.
Oh, Road Dogg? It's tragically
it's
underrated
interesting how
as a
the
wrestler.
attitude
And Mr. Ass. 1999 King of the Ring.
King of the Ring.
It's interesting how the Attitude Era had a bit of a lull in the tag team division, eh? It was really just guys
it was
who got
more
thrown
about
together. It was more
segments.
about singles. It was they had this golden era with guys who might get picked, so I won't name them. But they had this golden era, and then it Attitude Era, and then all of a sudden it was whoa, and it came
they
back
ramped
up
it
to
back
speed,
up.
right? Pat, do you have another one, or is that your?
Oh
second?
no, this is my first one. My next one is going
So the first and
might
the fourth
anger a
round?
few people here.
Oh boy.
Don't do it.
Matt, don't you dare be sour.
Shit!
Oh!
Sticking with the theme of new, we went from the New Age Outlaws to the New Day.
How much did we peak the audio on that one?
Not a lot.
Well, I can't believe
That's
you
why I
did
have
that
a
to
cap.
me. How did you do that to
Fuck.
me?
Now I have
Because
to.
you know what? They are. You will look back on the New Day, and you get. I read a lot of articles. I don't know why I read his stuff.
Nobody puts them in the top.
Meltzer and Alvarez,
20 even.
they just
They
shit
should
on
be.
them.
They really should
and they just
be.
say, "Oh, they're just WWE plays them because they sell merch." Yeah, but that's a sign of a draw. I want to see the New Day. Every time they're on, I want to.
Do
see
they
the
not
New Day.
realize the New Day? Yeah, okay, they sell merch, they sell tickets, all that kind of stuff. They've put on what? 3 of the 5 best tag team matches in the last 10 years, probably. That Hell in a Cell with the Usos.
That's great.
When Xavier's getting whipped
Yeah.
with that kendo stick, I felt sad
And
for him.
the best, I know they're a threesome, and they're not your conventional tag team.
Doesn't matter.
Every guy is different, and they just mesh together. And you can tell if you've ever watched that horrible show they have on the network, Ride Along. Their episode
I don't watch
was,
it, but it's okay.
Their episode was hilarious.
That was so good.
Like they
Big
go,
E in the splits for like an hour.
and they go into this taco place, and they're like. They look at the camera. Who's paying for this? Big Vinny? Big Vinny paying for this? Big Vinny paying for this! Ah!
Their podcast too. Shout out to the New Day Pod because it's real good.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so Jordan,
you
pick.
ruined. Okay, so here's the thing. We're now getting into tag teams that I didn't really give a flying hoot about because they were before my time.
You're gonna pick the Twin Towers, or you're not? Maybe the Wild Samoans.
Oh, with Hakeem, the African
No,
Dream.
Colossal Connection.
So this is like a twosome that I actually do remember, like of the old wrestling I watched.
Twosome, they usually just call it tag team in wrestling, but that's fine.
I fucking hate you. No, I actually remember watching these guys, and I think they were kind of the beginning of like wrestling I recognize, which is amateur wrestling.
Okay.
The Steiners were.
Oh yeah,
The Steiners were an
See,
interesting.
I think they're overrated, but
See, they were an
go ahead
interesting
and
group
pick
for
'em.
me to watch because, like, as someone who grew up with, like watching, like, I enjoy my MMA. I, participated. I didn't do much amateur wrestling, to be honest. Most of my stuff was, like, stand-up. But the point is, like, I just thought those guys, like, brought some legitimacy to what pro wrestling was. Like, it was a little more amateur wrestling than pro wrestling.
If you go down the rabbit hole of YouTube, you ever watch their stuff when they were in Japan?
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
their
Is,
best stuff,
I
yeah.
remember seeing Scott Steiner and then being like, not a big fan. And then all of a sudden I'm like, wait, he came from like
There was
this?
actually, I don't know which
like
Royal Rumble.
what a weird.
There was
turn-
actually talk of one
94.
Royal Rumble. 94, Scott Steiner winning the Royal Rumble.
Was that when he was doing the big Papa Pump stuff?
No,
yet,
that
or
was
no?
when he was just the Scott Steiner. He was just...
Yeah, because that's when I liked the Steiners from then. The big Papa Pump stuff didn't really appeal to me. But like
So-
the Steiners I just thought were the first like a team that could carry a show that were a little more like I thought they were like the Revival to me. Like when I watch the Steiners, I see the Revival. I just see a lot of like just like guys who are here to wrestle.
So stupid.
They're just here to wrestle and do wrestling, and that's all they're here to do.
This is...
It's because Pat wants the Revival next.
No,
he's very,
no,
he's very that
no,
I'm
I don't even
I
like,
know,
I don't
he's
even
bad,
like
I
that
said
team.
it.
That team's not good.
I'm not going to take them, Pat. I'm not going to
That
take
team's not good.
And they're called FTR now, so.
I'm not going to pick them.
What does that mean? Well, it means whatever you want it to mean. What are these song lyrics? Just say who you are.
Say what you mean, man.
Fuck.
All right, so now I get to finish it out.
No, we're going back one more time.
No, that's what I mean. So
Oh,
Finish out
sorry.
yours. You finish yours.
Alright, finish
I'm going to finish mine up.
Yeah.
So with my number 4 pick
Reach.
of my flight,
Auto reach.
Damn.
I'm down to
Stamp.
kind of where I'm. Okay, I'm just going to pick teams I liked.
Go for it.
I've been doing that since the beginning.
And I didn't watch a ton of them, but the more I watch them, the more I'm like, they're pretty sick. Demolition.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
they're legit, man.
They gotta be up.
They're
They
on my
gotta be
list.
up
They're
there.
on my list.
They should be in a top 15.
Yeah, they're in
yeah.
my top. They're in my top 15.
They're in my
100%,
top
yeah.
15. They were number 10 on my
Yeah,
list.
it's kind of like, and you don't really know why. The gimmick was kind of weird, but like
I really
they were dominant. They were a dominant.
and I
tag team.
enjoyed like watching them against the Hart Foundation, against the Bulldogs, against the Rougeaus. I don't,
Rougeaus suck.
but I never fast forwarded
No,
a demolition match.
except when Hacksaw Jim Duggan was in it.
No, even then I watched it.
Oh,
The only thing, and I think this was a bit of a detriment to the demolition, was when they brought in Crush.
they had to bring in Crush.
They had to bring in Crush because Bill Eadie had his whole heart thing,
Yeah.
but I just feel like if they had never brought in Crush and they had gotten another year, maybe 2 years, I feel like they could have been like up there as like greatest of all time tag teams.
They were good.
I still think they're close, but
Matt's team name will be called Covered in Glitter.
Yeah.
but why were they covered in glitter?
Glitter and Icapro. No.
All right,
Oh boy, last pick, Matt. Better be a good one. Got to do it.
I'm gonna go with a team that I just love, and
Smoking Guns.
you know what I thought about picking that.
You know what? I put them on my list for some reason.
You have them in a top 20.
I
know,
know. I
right?
just had them on a list.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna go like relatively recent, and I really liked when they made their heel turn. No, I thought about the bar as well.
I think that, yeah.
But the Uzos.
Oh,
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm a big Uzo
That's
fan.
a good. Uzos are a good late round pick.
Yeah.
Especially when they went to the Uzo Penitentiary stuff.
I thought they're so cringy. Those
no, I
lockdown
loved it.
gimmicks, so cringy.
No,
Down since
when they had the
day one ish.
no, you know what, they had
Loved it.
the rap battle, and one of the Uzos made the line about Xavier Woods. I was like, I'm all in. I'm in. Uzos got it.
Very fair.
And is there a bad Uzos match?
No, but you know what? But the best part about the Uzos is they did what a lot of teams can't do. They started with a horrible gimmick, which was inside the paint when they wore the paint face paint, and then they
figured it out.
Yeah, they've been doing this long enough. Okay, well, let's do this, and it's like, that's some good shit.
Yeah.
So there you go. And
It helps when you're Romans, boys.
it does, and you're Samoan.
And you're Samoan.
Yeah.
Oh, I
You're from the
hope
right
Roman
Samoan
comes
family.
back and they form a heel stable. Oh,
You
I
know
hope
what?
they
The
do.
fact that he's gone for a long time, Vince might spite him for that, and that
I
could
know.
happen.
We talked about this a couple episodes ago, and every time I see Roman on Instagram, I'm like, make him a heel. Make him a goddamn heel, and put him with the Uzos, and let them run roughshod.
Sorry, I'm
Jordan.
trying to read who Jordan's picking for his last pick.
I'm strongly considering Braun Strowman and the random child he pulled out of
Oh
the
my
crowd.
god! You should have just picked him, and I would have laughed so hard. Oh my god!
I wanted to, but I was like, no, it's the first segment in the spirit of being serious. So now, okay, here's the tough part. You guys have taken everyone who I can like legitimately remember watching. So something
I have a team that hasn't been taken that I feel like you watched.
we're gonna have honorable mentions at the end of this, and I feel like that's gonna be important. So here's the thing. I think about every week a team, and this isn't who I'm picking, but a team like Breezango who just
I
entertains the
love
shit out of me.
Breezango.
So I'm gonna pick Too Cool.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
gonna
fine,
pick
that's
Too
fine.
As the
Cool.
trio or just
Oh, I mean,
big,
okay.
Grandmaster Sexay
If we're
and
being
Scotty
honest,
Tuhati?
it has to be Grandmaster Sexay and Scotty Tuhati. But
yeah.
Rikishi took that to another level.
Oh,
I remember just being thoroughly, like, looking back, dumb as shit. But fits the era, and it was like, when they came out, it was entertaining. It was...
the
I
crowd
mean,
was never not into Too
No,
Cool.
it's true. Like, they were
eat 'em
they
up
were
on their
mid-card
hands.
gold. Mid-card gold.
Peak
Just put it in the
Attitude
middle.
Era mid-card gold.
Oh, mid-card
Yeah.
gold.
Loved
and
it.
by the way, like, a finisher just as ridiculous, in all honesty, as the People's Elbow. The guy
The
fucking...
worm?
The worm.
Who?
Right?
And then a chop to the
And then a
chest.
chop to the chest. So, I'm going to pick Too Cool. That's my final pick.
I like
went as
it.
Them.
I like it,
went as
Jordan.
them for a wrestling-themed birthday party once. Me and Mike Cochran. Shout out, Mike.
Why have I never been invited to a wrestling-themed birthday
It was
party? before?
one of our football coaches.
love that.
It was a surprise birthday party. His now wife had a Macho Man outfit ready for him.
Marry her all day.
Oh, it happened very quickly. Shout out, Justin. So, Pat, you get to close us out, and then we
Well,
move to honorable mentions.
so-
Big pick number 15.
For me, it was I pride myself on being the most intelligent wrestling fan in the room,
You're an idiot.
and
Maybe wrestling
So this
fan,
one
not
is
the
going
most
to be
intelligent.
we're going back in time, big time here.
No, shocking. Who could have seen this coming?
So there's a couple reasons.
Please pick the Freebirds.
No, I'm not picking the Freebirds. I'm going in that light. I am going with the Rock and Roll Express.
This is a respectable pick here.
Rock and Roll
Fuck is the
Express
Rock and
is
Roll
they are
Jim Cornette's boys.
No,
right?
no,
no,
he
that's
was in
Midnight
Midnight.
Express. Midnight Express.
the Rock and Roll Express. If you go back and you go down the rabbit hole of YouTube,
Oh
and
yes,
you look,
yeah.
they were the first legitimate tag team draw. They put them in the main event.
Against two.
The Freebirds.
But the Freebirds against Freebirds, but no, also they like toured with the Road Warriors forever.
And you know what?
And
You
drew
have-
huge,
and if you
huge
can
dollars.
look up these guys, Jordan, because that's what you're doing right now, because you have no idea. who they are.
Just like scrolling.
the best
like,
movies.
Ricky Morton, apparently lady killer. The ladies love Ricky Morton, ugly as sin. And then
Is he
Robert,
Luna Vachon hot?
yes, but then you have Robert Gibson, who was Shawn Michaels' role model. Ricky Morton is constantly looking in the front row during his matches.
You find it?
Oh my
no,
god!
I was looking.
But
for
they were
something
the
else.
first legitimate draw for tag team wrestling. Ladies loved them. Their matches were great. And if you saw them, they were on, I believe it was the first AEW pay-per-view, or before they were even AEW.
They're coming back. They were I think they're booked for something else pretty soon.
No,
they
Tag
were
Team
on-
Appreciation.
it was-
They're going to be on Tag Team
Right,
Appreciation
right,
this
right.
week. And
Robert
they-
Gibson
still
and Ricky
gold.
Morton.
Oh, Ricky Morton
Well,
did the
wait,
Canadian Destroyer.
Didn't one of them get put through the stage?
Yes,
by,
I believe
like
so.
the whatchamacallit? The fucking Inner Circle guys.
Yes,
Sanchez and
yeah.
Ortiz.
Yeah, so
Which,
that's,
by the way, give them 2 more years, they'll be on this list for
should be
sure.
on.
Yeah, so yeah, you got you got to make a shout out to them. So let's do a recap real quick before we do honorable mentions. Matt's team. He has the Road Warriors at a reach. He has Edge and Christian at a reach. He has Harlem Heat not at a reach. I like Harlem
Yeah,
Heat.
that's fair.
Demolition Covered in Glitter, and the Uzo Penitentiary. Jordan, who looked up his tag teams as we were doing
Not
this.
true. Not true.
The
Cease
Hardy
and
Boys.
desist.
We
Disavow.
threw him a bone and let him get the Hardy Boys and the Dudley Boys. He followed up with the Young Sucks. He went with the Steiner Brothers and finished out with a respectable Too Cool pick. I respect that pick.
Big fan of Too Cool.
Pat-
I'm a late round gems guy.
Pat is the purest team of all. He has the Heart Foundation. He has the Brainbusters. He has the New Age Outlaws. He has the New Day. And finally, he rounded it out with the Rock and Roll Express.
Okay. Honorable mentions. All right. First of all, a widely picked top 10 group that none of us touched, the British Bulldogs. What do we think about
way
that?
before my time.
That didn't stop Pat.
No, but
Working boots guys.
yeah, and also like I feel like before TV, really, they only had a couple years because Dynamite's body just gave out.
Yeah.
Okay. Another top 10 or another top 25 team from my, I did look at a couple ones to do the honorable mentions. The Rockers unpicked by this group.
Pat hates the Rockers.
It's because they're shit.
The Rockers.
Same vein as British Bulldogs, man. Just workers, man.
But again, you're not going to see too many bad Rockers matches. I think, yeah,
I got some fun honorable mentions. I put
Okay,
the
go
Midnight
ahead.
Express,
Yeah.
but they were interchangeable team members a lot.
the Freebirds,
I put Money Inc.
Money Inc.
Money Inc. was
Ted
fun.
DiBiase
Yeah,
and
IRS.
Yeah.
How about
Freebirds.
How about APA?
I couldn't name you a good APA match.
Doesn't matter.
I
They
can
used
name
to-
you a number of good APA segments.
Segments, yeah.
I could also
wanted-
tell you if you're gonna watch one APA match, watch them kick the crap out of Public Enemy.
Jordan not jumping on this. I'm surprised. Lucha Bros. You could put them on the list.
I'm becoming more and more of a Lucha
I'm a
Bros
fan of them at top.
Okay, but let's go off the
15
board a little bit.
all-time?
No.
Matt will probably know a couple of these. Jordan maybe a little bit. I went Beer Money from TNA days.
Beer
Glory
Money,
days.
they were cool.
They were who was in that? That was
Robert Roode.
Robert Root,
Or
Bobby Roode,
Bobby Roode
and
and
I can't remember his name.
Ah!
I just looked it up.
I got it. Keep going.
And then I also said, you know what? If you want to watch good tag team wrestling, modern tag team wrestling, watch The North.
they are
those are the guys in
criminally
TNA now,
underexposed.
Impact. It's called
Impact,
now.
right. So
Get them
They're
out of Impact,
criminally
put them in
underexposed.
AEW, and they will flourish.
Yeah.
Beer Money Inc. was Robert Roode and James Storm.
Yes.
James Storm,
Had a
yeah.
cup of coffee in NXT.
I think also like
FTR and Smoking Guns as well.
FTR Smoking Guns. I think we have, and I have them on my list at number 6. The list I made.
Wow.
You didn't
Because
pick 'em.
I didn't pick them because I wasn't a huge fan of theirs, and I have trouble remembering them as a tag team, but I feel like they were dominant for about a year and a half, 2 years. The Outsiders.
Yeah, I can't believe no one picked. But like, you don't
associate them with a tag
Who are
team
the Outsiders?
Kevin Nash and Scott Hall.
when they.
Oh.
Yeah.
But that's like NWO. Like I'd see them as a faction. I don't see
Okay,
them-
they were on the bunch of the list as the NWO.
Yeah. So
So do we have no Wild Samoans, no Bushwhackers?
Wild Samoans,
Bushwhackers, get the fuck outta here.
Bushwhackers. If you watch their matches before they were the Bushwhackers, like whoa.
What was rated RKO in the grand scheme of things? Just two guys coming
It
together.
was Edge and
Yeah.
Randy Orton.
Edge,
Yeah,
yeah,
they
they
together.
were-
You know who? You want to talk about body guys? Power and Glory.
No, we won't talk about them. I saw them on
Jacked to the
SummerSlam
gills.
'91. They were terrible.
Oh, they're awful, but they were jacked.
But you know what? I was skeptical. A Flight of great segment. I really enjoyed it.
You know what? Like, yeah,
That was fun.
That got contentious. The audio clipped a few times, so I'm gonna have to fix that. But no, that was like, for a first segment, I guess I was really locked in on, like, for a while there, I was just like, fuck, who's, like, I was just scrolling by the end. I'm like, oh no, like, I had a couple guys.
So
I
that
didn't
just
think we'd
means
get, but
Jordan,
yeah.
come prepared.
Yeah, sorry. So I'm just busy doing everything else.
It's better when he's not
Yeah,
prepared.
it's kind of.
You know what? I think that's kind of my. I watch AEW, NXT, and I figure out the rest.
So I think that we thought we were gonna be a short show. I think we're gonna be.
Yeah, we're at an hour 30.
Yeah,
we're right there.
So we're right there. We'll put a little bow on this week's episode. We will be back next week with episode 12. We are doing SummerSlam 2000.
Yeah, we are.
Which is a really good card from what I saw. I didn't watch it yet, but
it's
A lot of my tag teams on that one, baby.
yeah, there is. So we will enjoy that one. Again, you can follow us all on Untapped at JSco55, at Pat Gagne, and at Matt Gagne, or at Gagne Matt with two T's. You can follow us on the Instagram at Bros Bumps and Beers, AND, and on the Twitter at Bros Bumps Beers. We'll be back next week, and of course, always remember to drink local, baby.
Drink local, baby.